anti-neoplastic, anti-inflammatory, and cytotoxicity against leukemia cells are respectively key benefits of cordyceps and pentostatin, naturally produced chemicals, and cordyceps militaris. Due to such great medical use, we hope to conduct research to enhance its production. Today, we are going to present about expressing cordyceps and pentostatin production in mucosacchinoids using responsible genes in cordyceps militaris.
Cordyceps militaris is a pathogenic fungus in some insects. It has been used as a traditional source of medicine in some Asian countries. It's been used as a source of medicine because it has the ability of antibacterial, antifungal, antioxidant, and anti-cancer. And this is due to the produce of some bioactive compounds such as cordycepin and pentostatin. However, the produce of these compounds are quite slow, so our research is the target of our research is to find other fungi that produce cordycepin and pentostatin with a faster rate. And the fungi that we choose is the mucosacchinoids because it is available for genetic engineering such as gene transformation and knockout. And it also has the ability to reproduce asexually, so it can grow and synthesize chemical fast. There are three physically linked genes responsible for the synthesis of cordycepin and pentostatin. The CNS1 and 2 is responsible for the cordycepin, and CNS3 is responsible for the pentostatin. So our objective is to identify the possible similar genes in the mucosacchinoids. If not, we will transfer these genes into the mucous genome.
To conduct the research, our key materials are divided into two groups, fungi and bacteria. The two fungi that we're going to use is Cordyceps militaris and mucosacchinoids, and the bacteria that we're going to use for gene transformation is E. coli Th5 alpha. There are three main methods. To start, we conduct the research and analysis on the production of cordycepin and pentostatin in the cordyceps fungi and the responsible gene. This is followed by a series of in silico analysis and experiments. Our in silico analysis contains three parts. Firstly, finding gene and protein sequences from Cordyceps militaris, and then we would compare it with the genome of the mucofungi using BLAST and algorithm to compare primary biological sequence, and then we would design primers for isolation and cloning of responsible genes. For the experiment, if we are able to find matching gene in the mucor genome, we would continue by culturing this fungi, then examine to confirm that there is the presence of cordycepin and pentostatin in this fungi, and lastly compare it across different species of this fungi. If not, we are going to continue by conducting gene transfer through transformation.
Next is the current result of our research. On the screen is the information and sequence of the three genes responsible for the cordycepin and pentostatin. You can see the ID, the size, and the number of exon and intron of each gene. Secondly, we found out that there are no similar genes in the mucosacchinoid genome, so our next step is to transfer the genes into the mucous. On the screen is the process of conduct transformation from cordyceps militaris to mucosacchinoids. We use two plasmids. The first one contains the CNS1 and the second one contains the CN2 and 3. Then we use enzyme and primer to isolate the targeted genes, and then use polymerase chain reaction to duplicate the genes and then insert it into the plasmid above. We use uracil and leucine is used as the marker genes because the mucosacchinoids need these two chemicals in their cultural media to grow. So we identify the transformer strains. And lastly, we designed the forward and reverse primers for both plasmids.
In the future, we plan to further our research. First, through molecular cloning, we would use PCR to amplify candidate genes, then insert the genes into the plasmid and check results through the process of using restricting enzymes and sequencing. Next up, we would conduct transformation and selection. We would transform recombinant plasmids into the fungi strain, and then select and grow the transformed strain. And then we would isolate cordyceps and pentostatin from this fungi. And lastly, we would evaluate the result by identifying the amount of cordyceps and pentostatin in microfungi. To conclude, through this research, we have understood the importance of these two chemicals in medicine, which is cordyceps and pentostatin. We found that there are no matching gene with the genes that synthesize cordyceps and pentostatin in mucosaccharides fungi. We have also designed the PCR primers used to amplify candidate genes. And lastly, we designed the process and ideas to transfer genes into the microgenome using a process of gene transformation. We believe that our research is unique because though these two fungi have been studied rigorously throughout the years, these researchers have often been separated, and there has been no published research on the genes responsible for producing cordyceps and pentostatin in microfungi. This could also have numerous applications to the real world, such as vaccinatory, development of anti-cancer sectors and other diseases, and open researchers directions such as conduct gene transfer for mucosaccharides, culturing microfungi with the transcript gene, extracting these two chemicals from this fungi, and examining the gene transfer and production of them in different species of microfungi. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, team judges. Do you have any questions for the team? So, Rabisa?
Hi, thank you very much for your talk. I just have a couple of questions. I'll start with, was there any particular reason you chose mucor as your host to express this? Cordyceptin and pentostatin. Have you considered other hosts as well?
We chose mucor fungi because it's one of the very popular kind of fungi that is examined in laboratory, and it has a really fast growth rate as compared to cordyceps militaris, and the ability to synthesize chemical is really fast. So we wanted to examine this kind of fungi because if we're not able to find that there are matching genes in this fungi, then this fungi is applicable for other for our further steps such as gene transformation.
Okay, so just taking this further is, you could also probably consider yeast as a host. It might also yeast cells is also a fungi, but maybe easier to grow in larger culture. I mean, the transformation process would be probably similar. You can go this to scale, you can make it much larger. The second thing is, have you kind of thought about, or have you spoken to somebody that after you express this in mucor, for example, what would be the steps in extracting these, have you thought about that question? How you go about doing that, extracting the compound? Have you spoken to somebody about it as to how easy or how difficult it is? I'm just curious.
We have spoken to somebody to have comments on our ideas on the transformation process, but we have not reached this step because we haven't conducted gene transformation yet.
Thank you.
So your plasmid, right? I may have missed, but can you insert the gene in a targeted site? Specific site, you can insert your gene into the specific site, genome site of your choice, or it's randomly generated?
It's strongly inserted into the genuine fungi. It's only inserting in the fungi rather than taking out any gene from the genuine fungi.
Just curious how you choose this plasmid.
The plasmids are chosen from the genes from the cordyceps militaris. With the fragment of genes is transferred through the plasmid, a bacterial plasmid, and that plasmid is transferred into the
This was previously tested in fungi. This plasmid was previously tested, or you?
We have only, until this point, we have only designed a primer. After this, we would conduct transformation. But these are the ideas on how we're going to do it.
Alright, thank you, judges. So thank you, team. Just proceed on to the next.